Welcome to Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again. Hello everybody, good morning and welcome back to another episode of Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again. As always, my name is Taufik, and if this is your first time tuning in, Power Monday is ERA's original podcast where we bring in the best of the best in the industry to share their real life journeys, the strategies that kept them through, and the best practices for success. So if you guys are looking for your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration, we'll be here for you every Monday 10 a.m. and you can also catch us on 1ERA SG Spotify as well as 1ERA YouTube. Now, in today's episode in the Power Monday studio, we have someone who truly exemplifies self-discipline and perseverance. He started his real estate journey at just 23, and after almost 20 years in the industry, throughout the years in the industry, he has become the youngest Executive Group Division Director, and despite tough beginnings, his determination to succeed has led him to incredible heights. So now here's to share his insights on building a thriving business and the power of resilience. Please welcome to the Power Monday studio, the one and only Zach Huang.
Hello everybody, my name is Zach.
Oh, okay. So we rarely talk, like have a proper conversation.
Okay.
So just share a bit about your real life journey. So you started at 23 right after NS. So was real estate something that you've always known that you want to do?
Not really. The reason why I joined real estate was purely because of money. Yeah, that's
everybody
the truth.
I ask.
Yeah. So I have got no experience about sales. I have got no interest at that time. Mm-hmm. I got no clues about real estate. It's purely because of money. I know I wouldn't want to be. I would love to work for myself. Go out there, try my best and see how much I can achieve. Yeah.
So there wasn't any influence or motivation for you to start real estate? Was it
Not
something
really.
that you just thought, this is an option, then you just go for it?
In fact, I'm the one who walked into the career fair and say, I want to sign up. And I went there alone. I met my manager there. Yeah, and I just signed up.
So you knew that you wanted to have your own business, some sort of thing.
In a way. So in fact, I did consider selling insurance, which I went for the interview as well. I explored about selling cars and also property. So I weighed the different options that I have at that point in time. And I somehow or rather decided on property. So I just came in. Yeah.
So starting at 23, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I was still just lazing. No, is it? No, it's just lazing around figuring out about life. But at 23, you already start real estate. So there must be some challenges that you have faced just because also there wasn't any, like you said, there wasn't any influence or there wasn't any one that asked you to do. You just jump in right there. Yeah. So maybe you want to share with us what are the biggest challenges you have faced when you started your business at 23?
I think there's many pros and cons about starting early in the business. I think the lack of experience when you are young, even the face looks so young. If you have got no experience at all, customer will somehow experience you differently. But the good thing is that there will be a lot of customers whereby they will love to give you a chance. And I always go there positioning myself that I have got nothing to hide, right? I am new in the business and I would love that you give me a chance because everyone should be given a chance, right? Everyone was used to be younger. Yeah. Okay, so I go there with that kind of approach, be very sincere and work my way up.
So when you just started the business, was there already a strong support system that helped guide you throughout your journey?
As in the business or?
In the business or personal?
I mean, if you compare to what the newer agents are having today, coming from the company point of view, coming from the support from the different groups and division, compared to my times, I would say we don't have such infrastructure, training system. We don't have, if you were to compare.
Yeah.
Right? So you are very much on your own trying to figure out things when you are young, when you are inexperienced. Yeah, a bit more of trial and error compared to the agents whereby they are given more resources today.
So, talking about 23, very young for me. I didn't think I had that enough maturity to start my own business.
Oh, I was equally like childish back then. Also.
Yeah. So was there a point in time where, throughout the journey, then you suddenly realize that, hey, this is reality. This is something like serious.
In fact, I took some time to adapt to it. So if I remember after my national service, a lot of my friends actually still went ahead with their studies. So I came into the work life, right? So there's a period whereby they are still enjoying themselves. I mean, for our work weekends, we got to be at the show flat. We got to go for viewings, but your friends are like lazing at home. They are spending time. They are spending time with their loved ones, family. They are enjoying themselves, lah. So I must also say that there was a period whereby you feel a little bit imbalanced because you have not achieved anything much in your career. You are not furthering your studies. You are also not having fun at the same time when you are young. You know, when you're younger, you always want to have more fun.
Yeah.
Right? So a little bit deprived about the fun part when you are younger, when you come into the business early. So after some time, then I slowly got used to it, working over weekends, working at night, longer hours, and yeah, that's how I slowly accept.
Understand. So throughout this almost 20 years in the industry, was there any moment where you ever felt like giving up?
Every time, man, every year, every month, feel like giving up, but cannot give up, bro. Really. I mean, to be honest, once in a while, I believe the listener would also know that being in sales, you are always required to be very high energy, always self-motivated, very positive. There's a lot of setbacks and also rejections, whether is it from the business or from your personal life. I think there's always challenges, right? The thought of giving up, somehow or rather, or once in a while, it will pop by. But it's the ability to say no to it. Yeah. Always feel like giving up, but cannot. My kids still so young. How to give up?
Yeah. And it's never something that's super easy. Like some people, I think there was some previous guys where I talked to, some of them, when I ask this question, they say, no. Everything smooth sailing.
Sure.
Yeah, but also those who actually have felt like giving up, no matter how many 100 times, sometimes they will still feel like giving up also. I mean, what I mean to say is there's never a limit to the fact that your life will always come with challenges and obstacles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that being said, how, from your perspective and your experience, do you define resilience in the context of the industry or your personal life?
I think being resilient is really important, whether is it personal life or in business. I think it's the ability to look at things differently. You must learn to adapt. You must accept. You must have the self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
And to say the right thing at the right time, to resist different temptation, to give positive vibes, energy to the right direction that you want to achieve. Right? So there's many different components to what resilient is for business. Yeah. And I must say it is really not easy.
That's right. So when not going against resilience, when what's the word? Keeping track with resilience. Right? When you want to stay resilient, do you only focus on what you can do as a person yourself, or do you usually try to find some other motivation externally, maybe your family, friends support, or your goals or whatever?
When I'm younger, I used to think that I am very strong. I can always do everything myself. I will never give up. But I think there's always a smarter way to be resilient. I hear about the family. Yes, I do reach out to family support a lot. My main motivation really comes from my family, my wife, my 3 kids, my family itself. And also what I do differently is that when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling rejected, I somehow or rather would love to reach out to my friends from other industry. That's my way of releasing some stress during that point in time, Why? I think sometimes you just need to hear from somebody who have done it before, from a different perspective. Then you try to relate to real estate. After hearing their story, how they advise you, you take it from there. So that's how, on top of myself, I'll reach out to family, I'll reach out to friends in different industry to seek support. I think that's my way of releasing some negativity whenever I have it.
So speaking of which, do you have any example of a setback that actually turned into quite a very special moment for you in your business success?
Setback, there are many. I mean, whether is it from sales or from team building. I mean, if I can share, like, when you're doing team building, your dream is that everybody will want to join you.
Yeah.
But there will come to a point whereby you will have got people that you are very close with, your downlines or even your leaders. Once in a while, because of whatever reason, they choose to leave you.
Yeah.
Right? When they leave you is the time whereby some of them will like give up. The recruiters will like give up. But you should also revisit the intention in the first place, why you started this team building. So when I have that kind of experience, people leaving me, I will want to be very responsible in taking this on to ask myself again, Zach, what have you done wrong? What could have been done better? I mean, I can always play blame to say that they are the one, they got no loyalty, it's their problem, they lack of this, they lack of that. It's never my fault. But I choose to do it the other way. I take responsibility. I don't victimize myself. And I look into what are the things that moving forward I can do better. Right? So that's a review with Zach every once in a while when things happen.
So from your almost 20 years, what key lessons have you learned about resilience that you think is every, not only just people who in the industry, like every aspiring entrepreneurs should know?
I think every time when there's setback, when there are challenges, I will always want to revisit my intention, the true intention, the deep down underlying reasons why you continue to work so hard, right? So when you revisit this intention, if your intention is good, is clear, the end goal is there, I think you somehow rather give a lot of positivity to why you should continue. You will not accept all these challenges to be something that you are not capable of overcoming, right? So I think the intention is very important. The second thing I would want to share will be on self-awareness. So every time when you have got challenges or setback, you will always feel very down, but you must learn to exercise the right state of mind at that point in time. And only you remind yourself, okay, where are you at that point in time? What could you possibly do? What situation are you really in? Can you take a step back to look at the overall picture, big picture? How can you navigate from there in a better way? This self-awareness actually helped me a lot in staying composed and also be able to stand up again every time I meet any setback. Yeah.
So self-awareness, when I say some people, I mean me lah. I don't
okay. Tell me.
Some people when they face the kind of setbacks, right, they feel like every opportunity that they are going to get, the doors always close on them. So like they feel like they are one step closer and then the doors keep closing. So it keeps closing, it keeps closing, it keeps closing. So in that sense of self-awareness, is it right or wrong or whatever your opinion is, like for some people to take that kind of experience as a self-awareness that I should stop reaching for my goals?
So same thing about the self-awareness. But the matter of fact is, whether is it personal life or business, actually majority of the people are going to reject you when you ask for something, right? So when you mention the case, I think a lot of times what we need to learn is about being able to accept the reality. if you set very high expectation, then you are bound to be having more rejection, right?
Yeah.
Then if you cannot take rejection, then you will get out of the business. You will be very upset about your personal life. So what I always tell myself is that you should learn to accept rejection is going to be there. So with that, what I do is that I reduce my expectation, but I work damn hard. This difference to me is my happiness.
Oh.
Right? Why some people make work very hard, but they got very high expectation, they keep working, but the happiness is not there. Even though they got money, they got family with them, but they're always not happy. Why? Because they didn't adjust the expectation. Not that you don't strive for good things in life, but you must be prepared. People are going to reject you. You reduce your expectation, but you continue to do the best of your ability. Then, to me, that is very important. In life and in personal, I think fulfillment is also very important. We shouldn't just go out there, just fight for the money only.
The extrinsic stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
So the emotion part is also very important. How you
So
manage.
when you talk about your advice just now, I think there's also some hint of adaptability when it comes to like shifting down. What you mentioned, shifting down your expectations, right?
Yeah.
So how does adaptability play a role in achieving resilience?
I think humans are very adaptable, right? Same thing, you must accept your environment, your ecosystem, who you really are. You must really understand your own character. And you must also learn about people that you are working with, whether is it their character, whether is it their love language, whether is it their personality. You don't live in this world yourself. You got to learn to work with people. You don't have to be always right. You can always accept that you do it in their way. It may not be your way, but at least things are moving towards what you want. So the ability to adapt and accept all these different challenges and yet moving forward towards your goal, I think if you have got high adaptability, I think it's easier to achieve any goals that you set as well.
Does it become easier over time? Like when you talk about facing challenges and facing obstacles.
When you age, it becomes easier, bro. Really.
Because I asked, because you have almost 20 years in SB, and you started at very, very, I think 23 is a very, very young age. And then no prior experience out of NS straight away. So that's why I asked like whether it gets easier, and then how you realize that it gets easier, and does getting easier always means a good thing?
I think I will say that after 20 years in the business, I think things somehow rather become easier. I can accept more things, and I mentioned, I think it's because of the age as well. I think one has to be patient. Naturally when you are younger, somehow rather you are more full of confidence about yourself. You may not be right. You may be more egoistic in the things that you want to do. You are a little bit more perfectionist in what you want to achieve, so on and so forth. But sometimes when time passes by so quickly, you realize that the spectrum of things that you can accept becomes a lot broader compared to when you are younger. There's always things that I think the wisdom also grows after so many years. So the ability to judge things and experience life and work with other people is so much easier now than before. Yeah.
So if someone were to come up to you and ask like how should I stay resilient, or like I'm struggling to claw my way out of this deep hole that I find myself in. So what advice would you give to them?
I think there's a few keywords I just want to mention. I don't have a specific way how you should work on it, but I think first the intention. What do you really want to achieve, right? I think that's really important. If you can see a longer time horizon, maybe it's easier for you to plan things ahead. But if you are always having a very short timeline to work things, I think maybe you are adding too much stress to yourself. Ask yourself, what do you really want to achieve? That's number one. I think the self-awareness is about your own character, who you really are. We don't need you to change your character. But at that point in time, when you face challenges, when you face setback, ask yourself, is there something else I can do differently despite having that same few characters that you have? Some of them can be very hot-tempered, but when you meet a customer who is going to pay you, you sometimes just got to stay humble and just close the deal and don't be egoistic about it.
Yeah.
Right? So we are in business. You just need to bring food back home, right? You just got to accept this. I think the last thing I will want to share will be like the adaptability, right? You must, do you have a choice in the first place? Can you give up? If you can give up, sure. If there's any other things that you can do better by giving up what you are doing now, then give up. But if you don't have a choice, a lot of time at your point in life, to be honest, right? You don't have a choice to give up. When you give up, worse things will happen.
Correct.
All right. So why don't you take this as a motivation about not giving up and continue to do your best? As long as you slowly move forward, even if you don't move forward, you stand still, sometimes it's okay for that period of time. Manage your emotion, make sure you are ready, then take a baby step in front, right? Adapt to the ecosystem, adapt to the people, adapt to the environment. You don't live in this world yourself. Adapt. Continue to adapt because we can adapt to many things. Yeah.
That's very interesting because when I talk to my group of friends and we have like ranting sessions like normal friends too, I always, the topic of giving up sometimes, not sometimes, always comes up, but I've never said I've always thought that giving up is a want and I've never seen it as a can because I thought when you see, if you can give up, I never think about the part where you pivot and choose another choice. I also thought if you can give up, that means you give up and open, then that's it with your life. So it's very interesting when you say that if you can give up and there's other ways, then you should give up. So and I feel like sometimes we want to achieve our goals and then sometimes we are too rushing, right? We are too rushing to get what we want and then we keep comparing ourselves to other people. And then it's also get very tiring, right? So I feel like you have to pace yourself. It doesn't matter if it takes you longer than another person, right? As long as because only you know who you are as a person. You know your own goals, you know your own circumstances. So other people's strategies might not work for you, but you can always tailor it to work it for yourself. Right? So for your case, when going through all these setbacks, do you have any like daily practice or ritual or like for Alvin Lim, every morning he watches like motivational talk, right? For Christian, every morning he will write down some stuff. Christopher also will write down stuff every morning. So for yourself, do you have anything such like that?
I think I try to stay very grounded. How I do it is always I go back to the family. So spending time with my wife, spending time with my kids is the way of how Zach every day continue to wake up with motivation, be positive, and go out there, strive as hard as I can. Then I look forward to go back, spend time with them. Right? So that's how I continue to stay very grounded over the many, many years. And I think that's maybe because I love children. I love spending time with them. They actually gave me the greatest motivation, right, to continue work hard. So that's what I do.
Okay, so before we end off the episode, any final words that you'd like to share with our Yari teammates? Anything at all?
I think life is full of challenges and setback. There isn't a time whereby it is so smooth sailing. Okay,
correct.
Right. So I just want to encourage all the listeners out there: be brave, be courageous to go out there and try have breakthroughs by doing the best and be 100% all the time. In every decision that you make. I think these are the small things that make a big difference. Like we always share with our agents and people out there, how you do the smallest thing is how you end day achieve the biggest things in life.
So, Zach, thank you so much for tuning
Thank
in,
you.
for joining me in this episode. And thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Power Monday. Remember that success is not achieved overnight and is the result of overcoming obstacles, learning from failures, and continuously pushing forward. And true power of resilience lies in staying in the course of your goals. We hope that the insights that Zach has shared has inspired and motivated you. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. We love to read them. So stay tuned for more powerful episodes. And until next time, keep pushing forward, stay empowered as we continue to rise by raising others. And remember, your Mondays will never have to be blue again. This has been Zach and Taufik. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Power Monday, where your Mondays will never be blue again.